Alright, so this is solving by graphing. So number 1 is 2y equals 4x plus 6. And then the second one is y equals negative 1x minus 2. So you would simplify the first one into 2x plus 3, so divide it by 2. So make y all by itself. And then you put in the y-intercepts. So you would put in negative 2 and 3. And then you would put in the slopes. So for the first one, it would be go down 1 and to the right 2 because it's negative 1 over 2. And then you would put a line through that. Now for the second one, it would be going up 2 and to the right 1. And then you could do it the opposite way by going down 2 and to the left 1. And you do that until you get to the other line where it would intersect at 2, 2, which is actually the solution. And then you write the coordinate. Actually, it's negative 2, 2. Oh, I messed up. It's actually, sorry, negative 2, 1. My mistake. Alright, so number 2 is 4x minus y equals 6 and x minus y equals 0. So you want to put y all by itself. So you would make the first one y equals 4x minus 6. And the second one would just be y equals x. And then you would put in the y-intercepts. And when there's no y-intercept, it's just 0. So you put that at 0. And then you put the other one at negative 6. And then because the first one was 4, you go up 4 until the right 1. And then the second one is just 1, so you go up 1 and to the right 1. Keep it doing that. And then you get the solution, which is now 2, 2. And that's how you do it.
So you're going to take the y value and plug it into the first equation. So it'd be 4x minus 3 parentheses x minus 5 equals 10. You simplify that into 4x minus 3x plus 15 equals 10. Simplified again would be x plus 15 equals 10. And then finally, negative 5 equals x. You then plug that into your y equation, and then it'll be y equals negative 5 in parentheses minus 5, which will then go down to y equals negative 10. Then that's your coordinate point or solution. On to the next question, you do the same thing, but we're going for the x value into the first equation. So it'll be 5 in parentheses times 7 plus 3y plus 6y equals 14. Then that simplifies down to 35 plus 15y plus 6y equals 14. 35 plus 21y equals 14. And then finally 21y equals 21. Which then makes y equal negative 1. Then you put that back into your other problem. And then it's negative 3 in parentheses negative 1 plus x equals 7, which then goes to x equals 4. And then your coordinate point is 4, negative.
So this is elimination. Any day now. Alright, so number one is negative 2x plus 3y equals 10, and then 3x plus 4y equals 2. I don't know why I just exited out there, but now, so you want to eliminate one of the variables, so we're going to eliminate x. So multiply the top by 3 and multiply the bottom by 2. So that will make negative 6x plus 9y equals 30. And the bottom one would be 6x plus 8y, equals 4. So that will eliminate x for you. And then you get 17y equals 34. Then y equals 2. So then you want to plug that back in. So we're going to plug it back into the first equation. So you would get negative 2x plus 6 equals 10. Subtract 6 on both sides, which gets you negative 2x equals 4, and then x equals -2. So your answer is -2, comma 2. Alright, so now onto the next equation. Let's erase that. Go to number 2. So number 2 is 5x plus 3y equals 25. And then 3x plus 4y equals 26. So we're going to make it where we eliminate y. So we're going to multiply the top by 3. No, not by 3, actually, by 4. Sorry. Now we're going to multiply the bottom by -3. So then we eliminate that y. So we're going to have 20x plus, not 3, 9. No, oh crap, I'm not with it today. 12y equals 100. Then we're going to have -9x minus 12y equals -78. So then you have 11x, cross out y, and equals 22, and x equals 2. So we're going to plug that back into the second equation. So 3 times 2 plus 4y equals 26. So 6 plus 4y equals 26. Subtract that, 4y equals 20, y equals 5. So your answer will be, 2, 5. Okay, so this is different solutions. So one solution, no solution, or infinite solution. So this first one, as you can't really see it, but it's one solution. And that's when there's two lines and they intersect once. Right there. So this is no solution. And no solution is when you have two parallel lines right next to each other. And it's no solution because there's an area where they will never, ever intersect. And then, once again, you can't see this, but it's infinite solution. And infinite solution is when you have two lines that are right on top of each other, as you can see right here. Alright, so this is solving inequalities by graphing. Just gonna take a second to write this. I don't know why. Oh yeah, I forgot to spell inequality right here. So, it's gonna take a second. Okay, there we go. Okay, now. Okay, number 1. Number 1 is y is less than or equal to 3x minus 6. And the second equation is y is less than -1/2 x plus 2. Alright, so we want to do first is put in the y-intercepts. So the y-intercepts is -6 and 2. So you put a dot on both of those. And then what you want to do is put in the slope. So for the first equation, the slope would be 3 over 1. So you go up 3 and to the right 1. And then for the second equation, it's -1/2. So you go down 1 and to the right 2. And then draw a line through that and put an arrow. And then you want to put arrows on the sides for the greater than or less than. So when it's less than, you either put it to the left or down of the line. And then when it's greater than, you either put it up or to the right. And then you fill in the overlap part. Now going on to number 2. Number 2 is y is less than -2x plus 10. And then y is less than or equal to 5. And x is greater than 1. So once again, you got to put in the y-intercepts. So for this one, the only y-intercept is just 10. So you put that in. And then you would go do the slope, which is -2. So that's going down 2 and to the right 1. And then you do that, and then you fill that through with an arrow. And then for x, you would just go through 1 vertically. And that's whenever it's just x, you would go vertically. Draw an arrow. And then for the y, you would draw a line through the y-intercept on 5. And then once again, because y is less than, the arrows go down, and because y is less than on the first equation, the y's go to the left, and when x is greater than, the arrows go to the right, and then you fill.
The last section is word problems, so we're going to have to name each coefficient. So x equals the orchestra seats, and y equals the balcony seats. So, with the information, we're going to have to make an equation for each of the coefficients. So x plus y equals 360 people, because that's how many seats there are. Then y is equal to 360 minus x. Then you're going to make an equation with the information given. 45x plus y, 35y, equals 15,150. Then you can simplify that with the equation that we have. 45x plus 35 in parentheses 360 minus x equals 15,150. Simplify that down to 45x plus 12,600 plus 35x equals 15,150. Further, 10x equals 25,050 and x equals 255. With that information, we can now figure out y with the x equation. So 360 minus 255, and then make y equal to 105. Then, in every word problem, you need a sentence. So the sentence we can make is, there are 255 orchestra seats and 105 balcony seats.